Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, like our videos and help us share them. To all our subscribers, I want to take this opportunity to thank you in a very special way. I really hope that you have a lovely Sunday. And if you are enjoying your Sunday, our judges are not enjoying their Sunday because the executive continues with their onslaught against the judiciary, despite the condemnation from different quarters. Today, Rigathi Gachagua attended a prayer rally together with William Ruto and the entire cabinet, the way they usually do on every Sunday. And as usual, those church podiums and pulpits are converted into political arenas. And you all know that Kenya Kwanza knows how to initiate an agenda that they drive and they run with for almost 1 month. Like today, or for a period of 3 months now, we will be talking about William Ruto threatening the judiciary, William Ruto and the housing levy and the affordable houses. We will be talking about William Ruto and the medical cover, both which are in court, and the courts are supposed to enjoy their autonomy to rule in accordance with the constitution. They are being guided by the penal codes, but the executive wants them to rule in a certain manner that favors them. So Rigathi Gachagua took that opportunity and he answered Chief Justice Martha Koome, who had challenged them that if they have a problem with certain judges, they know how to do it, because the final whistle and the final authority lies with the president. He initiates a committee that will be investigating judges who have been found questionable, and then he acts accordingly. So when Judge Martha Koome challenged them, Rigathi Gachagua said that on Thursday this week, his lawyers, and he's going to lead the lawyers to begin a petition to remove one judge who ruled against his millions of shillings. Judge Esther Maina declared Rigathi's wealth illegal.
Vile leader of majority amesema, it is true. Chief Justice ametuambia tulalamike. Tungetaka kumuuliza her leadership, Chief Justice, aambie wa Kenya how many complaints have been filed against judicial officers, how many she has dealt with, and what is the timeline to conclude those petitions. It's important. Amechallenge sisi tutoe ushahidi. I will lead by example. On Thursday, this coming week, at 2:15, I'll personally present a petition before Lady Chief Justice Martha Koome against Justice Esther Maina for her removal from the judiciary for misconduct and corruption. Mimi mwenyewe ndio nitaongoza, because sasa unajua, sasa si ametuuliza, sasa tuko tayari. Mimi ndio nitaongoza kwa executive. Huyo judge through corruption declared my hard-earned wealth proceeds of crime without giving me an opportunity to be heard. Against the rules of evidence, where he who alleges must prove. We made an application to cross-examine the investigator, akakataa kwa sababu anajua there is no case. Na evidence tuko nayo vile ilifanyika. So 2:15 on Thursday, my lawyers are preparing, mimi mwenyewe, because he has challenged us. I think now tufanye kazi sasa. Si tufanye kazi. Pahali sasa tumefika ni sawa, ni rais. You know, we were president when you came, you are very kind to the judiciary. And the way Mheshimiwa hapa amesema Troitich, LSK, when President Uhuru through impunity refused to appoint judges, they never said anything. When DCI was carrying out extrajudicial killings in this country, they were quiet. When the leader of opposition said he'll mobilize 1 million people against the judiciary, they were absent. Sasa ndio wako pale. So wacha, na nauliza Wakenya wengine, wale wote wako na petitions against judges, those who may want to join me on Thursday, tupeleke pamoja pale Supreme Court, tuanze kupeleka, aanze kuprocess, na tueleze zile amepata ni ngapi, amefikisha wapi, because he has invited us. That is the forum tutatumia, ndio hii Kenya yetu iweze kutembea sawa sawa. Tumekubaliana watu ya Elgeyo Marakwet? Tumekubaliana?
Now the case that is in question dates back to 2002, when back then Rigathi Gachagua was a civil servant, and in Rafiki Microfinance Bank, Rigathi had an account that held about 202 million Kenya shillings, and he claimed that he received this money from the government agencies. After further scrutiny, Justice Esther Maina concluded that there was no evidence of any supply of goods or services to the government agencies that Rigathi was claiming, and so she concluded that this money was illegal and it was a proceed of crime. In fact, the money was held in 3 accounts, with one of the accounts holding 165 million Kenya shillings. So the judge did her work, but Rigathi says that he was not given time to defend himself. They wanted to cross-examine just according to what he's saying there. But if you ask me, Rigathi Gachagua is doing what we call public lynching of this judge. How do you feel, or how do you think this judge feels now? The second in command is going to church and calling out her name and saying that he's going to lead a group of lawyers against her. So the first thing that he's doing is this is public lynching. He has brought this thing in the courts of the public opinion to ensure that he wins this case in the public, so that as he goes there, the judge is already intimidated, the Judicial Service Commissioner or the panel that will be listening to this judge is already intimidated, because it is now a case between David and Goliath. David is the Justice Esther Maina, Goliath is Rigathi Gachagua. We have seen how the Cherara Four were dealt with when William Ruto hurriedly formed some commission of inquiry, and when they were doing this, in their minds they had already concluded that Cherera, Masit and the group were culpable, and therefore the committee of inquiry, or the commission of inquiry, is doing what we call it's just a mere formality. They are investigating. In mind, they know very well, or it is already concluded that so and so is wrong. So in light of what has happened, we know that already Justice Esther Maina has been found culpable in the minds of Rigathi Gachagua, in the minds of the executive, in the minds of all those who are around Rigathi Gachagua. The people who will be selected to investigate this are people who are very friendly, and they will find this judge culpable. Unless a miracle happens, Justice Maina's case is concluded. William Samoei Ruto had already concluded in his mind that the case of Aror and Kimarer Dam was as a result of political machination, and so when he got power and this case was in court, he appointed the Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Igonga, who frustrated that case, and the judge that was dealing with that case said as much, and that case collapsed as a result of sabotage. So when the executive wants a case to collapse, it will collapse. When they want you out, you will go. And that's why I'm saying that these people have decided to frustrate Esther, and this is public lynching. It is a direct intimidation to the said judge and all the judges and the people who will be investigating her character, because I don't see any evidence of corruption. Rigathi was only saying that the judge ruled against him, declared his money illegal or gotten from proceeds of crime. That is not tantamount to being corrupt. Maybe the only thing he can say that he was denied a chance to cross-examine maybe the witnesses. But whatever he said, there is no any evidence that the judge is corrupt. Since this case ended up to date, I don't understand why Rigathi Gachagua has never gone or has never appealed, has never done what he wants to do today. What has he been waiting for? They are now reacting because they were challenged to ensure that they follow the right channel if they want to remove any judge. Because the president has got the authority to follow the right path, not coming in public to start threatening people. And they were challenged as much, and Kome told them that they want to plunge this country into anarchy. A president cannot come up and start telling us that he will not obey the court orders. You all know that Commonwealth has condemned this. The East African Magistrates and Judges Association has condemned this. The utterances and the action of the executive have really attracted a lot of condemnation. This is also meant to hoodwink Kenyans that they are serious about this. If they were serious, quietly they would have begun a process of investigating the judges, not coming up to make noise. So they want to come up and hoodwink Kenyans that they mean well, because you see what they are now saying. If you listened to part of the speeches from Kimani Ichung'wah, who's the majority leader in the National Assembly, they are telling William Ruto, stop listening to the judges, listen to the people of Kenya. So they always want to pit Kenyans against other people, the hustlers against the rich. Now when they want to act with impunity, they are saying it is for the good of Kenyans. You've seen William Ruto says that he is there to make hard decisions. What kind of hard decisions? Is this one of them? And finally, this is meant to sanitize Rigathi Gachagua in the courts of the public opinion. A case that has been concluded in a court of law or a court of justice. If they want to go further with it, there's an appeal, not coming out to talk about it, because talking about a case is political. And our judges should not do politics the way the Supreme Court did. The executive understands very well how they got to power. And I know this is what is haunting them. Because they gave out money and they bought the judges, they still feel that any kind of ruling is going to the highest bidder, because they were the highest bidder last time. So we wait and see, but these kind of threats must be condemned, because this particular lady Esther Maina, I suppose she's a mother, she could be a wife, she's part of our social system, social community. We don't need people threatening people and calling them out. Let them follow due process quietly so that justice can take place. And that is my take.